Let's talk about Dark Deception, Chapter 4. What is up, SmackNPie? SmackNPie here. Welcome back to another video on the channel. Freaking finally, welcome back to Dark Deception Chapter 4 video on the channel. I purposely stayed out of it. I've purposely didn't make any Chapter 4 video for the past few weeks at this point, and for a good reason too. We are in March. I am currently recording this at 3 p.m. 1st March 2021, and let me tell you, it feels good after taking a break from Chapter 4 stuff and finally coming in to discuss this. I went all the way back to some of my best videos of Dark Deception Chapter 4 and I came across this video. I'm pretty sure most of you, if not all of you, found me through this video right here. It is one of my most popular videos of all time, and it is one that I'm not that proud of, but I am proud of what it has achieved as a whole. And yes, I know from that point onwards, it went a bit downward because as we move forward, there wasn't much to talk about. In the beginning, I had so much to say because there was so much to cover, and as we move forward, the teasers and informations got lesser and lesser until there was literally nothing to talk about, because we literally ripped every single thing that we could possibly have for Chapter 4, and here we are in March of 2021. Now, the reason I made this video first of all is because I wanted to talk to you guys about four things. Number one, that this is March. Number two, that this is also the month of The Walking Dead, the final season, episode 4. If you guys don't know, let me give you a bit history. The Walking Dead, the final season was the first game that really boosted my channel. I was literally had a few thousand subscribers, then I started making the Walking Dead game videos, and all of a sudden my channel was blowing up, kinda sorta, 1k, 2k, 3k, 4k, and I eventually hit 10k thanks to this game. So its anniversary, 2 years, coming this month, so I will be making some videos on that. That's number 2. Number 3, we have Life is Strange 3 is supposedly rumors going around that it is going to get revealed this month as well. So technically, this is gonna be a very important month for my channel historically, as well as an important month for me as a gamer, and it'll be an important month for many gamers out there as well. Now, last month we played Little Nightmares 2, and trust me, it was the highlight of 2021. We made so many videos here. I still have videos coming up for Little Nightmares. And then February ended with that big Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach trailer. Y'all saw my reaction, y'all saw me analyzing it, and I have 3 theories to talk about it with William Afton, Vanny, Vanessa, and more. So you might be wondering, okay, that's cool and all, but why are we here? We are here to talk about Chapter 4. See, I've been seeing this trend of Dark Deception interest going down a little bit, and that's for a good reason too. And it makes sense too, you know, we haven't had any major teaser or any trailer or any big news related to Dark Deception, specifically Chapter 4, for a while now, and Vince is doing a good job not showing anything right now because Five Nights at Freddy's, last month it was Little Nightmares 2, he knew that his Dark Deception Chapter 4 stuff would get buried. It would still get massive traction, but you need to make sure that there is as less competition as possible. But now that those are in the past, now that we're in March, we are here, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, Chapter 4 has been delayed several times. I don't have to talk about it. This month, we are supposedly getting Silent Hill DLC, freaking finally, the DLC that is supposed to be the biggest and the best DLC of Monsters Immortals, the DLC that some people believe was the big reason and the only reason why Chapter 4 was delayed. It was partially due to that, but the other reason, I've talked about this in my last video, you can check that one out, but TLDR is that Chapter 4 was never finished to be released in January in the first place, and I stand by what I said. Now, currently, Vince is confident that both Silent Hill DLC and Chapter 4 will drop this month. The only reason Chapter 4 is silent as of now is only because of Silent Hill DLC, and Silent Hill DLC is silent because of Konami. Vincent Lemmings and Closing Entertainment are waiting for Konami to give us a release date for Silent Hill DLC. The minute we get DLC release date, the minute they'll be like, okay, what is the perfect time to drop Chapter 4? Would it be before or after? Now, this is where I want to talk about the community, this community, Dark Deception community, most specifically a portion of this community. You might have heard Vincent Lemmings use this word a lot, entitlement. I love this word. A lot of people use this word in the entertainment industry, whether it be TV shows or movies, comics, video games for that matter. It happens a lot in the movie scene, but in games it is being translated a lot. It is basically where a specific person feels like the artist owes them specific content in specific way to fulfill only their needs. Like basically what they're saying is this person should make this thing that only I enjoy. Unfortunately, it is internet. There is no middle ground on the internet. Whether you're on the harsh extreme side, leftwise or rightwise, or to make it easy, you either love with passion or you hate with passion. There is no middle ground. You will never see that many people saying, "Oh, I enjoyed it. It was a decent experience." You will see many people saying, "Oh, I loved it. It is the best thing ever. It is the best game ever. It is the best movie ever," or "It was the worst game of all time. It was the worst movie of all time." Now, this technically doesn't connect to chapter 4 or Dark Deception, but I just wanted to point that out that I am seeing this more recently in our community. Why are we doing this? Did y'all forgot what happened with chapter 3? As big of a chapter that was, and as amazing as some of those monsters were, the launch was a mess, and you can tell so many things were rushed. I don't talk about chapter 3 that much, but I wanted to make one thing clear. Chapter 2 is by far like the most solid one of all 3. Chapter 3 is the weakest one in my personal opinion. You will see many people agreeing with this. I believe even Vincent Livings talked about this, that chapter 3 was the weakest one. Yes, it was huge in scale. It was massive, and I enjoyed a lot of things in there. So many additions like cutscenes and boss fights. But my god, it felt like they needed more time to, I'm not gonna say polish some things, but to figure out the pacing and bug fixing and glitches. Regardless, we know what happened with chapter 3 launch. I don't have to go in depth of that. And just when we should appreciate the fact that, oh, they have finally learned a lesson and they're not gonna rush this episode or this chapter for that matter, what are we doing? Just look at the video's comment section. Just look at it. If there is anyone I feel for right now, it is the Glowstick Entertainment. Poor them actually. They finally got the contract of their lifetime. They were like, this is the only opportunity we're gonna get. Let's take it. Whilst chapter 4 was still not ready. But they genuinely finally got a reason to tell people, because for some reason, some people doesn't like genuine, logical reasoning of a game getting delayed. Y'all want another Cyberpunk? Sure, we're getting delayed over and over again. How many people have come out and said that this game needed more time? We were fine. We would have been fine with 10 more delays if it meant that Cyberpunk 2077 is gonna be the game that they promised us. And with chapter 4 being as massive as it is, do I even have to say anything? I get that this YouTube trio of indie horror game, Five Nights at Freddy's, Bendy, and Dark Deception is what many people see as the only games in existence, and they refuse to accept any other thing. They refuse to just lower the guard and the shield off. Now we are not going to accept anything. We're not going to be able to enjoy anything. We just want this. They refuse to do that. Look at how insanely good Little Nightmares 2 was. One of the best games of recent times and the best game of 2021. They took their time with that game. Sure, the game got delayed, but they took their time and nothing felt rushed in that ending. Five Nights at Freddy's. Yes, sure, we don't have a date, but fans are pressuring them as well. Bendy and the Dark Revival. I salute Bendy and the Dark Revival community, boys. Learn from them. They haven't had a teaser for 2 years. It feels like 20 years. I feel old when I talk about Bendy. It's like a childhood dream whenever I talk about Bendy. And they're still patient as freak. It's the same thing with so many other obsessive movie lovers as well. They would just refuse to watch other interpretation or iteration of their beloved character. Like, some people are so stuck up with Christian Bale's Batman, the Dark Knight trilogy, that they would refuse to watch Ben Affleck's take on Batman in Justice League or Suicide Squad. You are literally limiting yourself from what could be the best thing that you might witness. You are literally limiting yourself from getting the absolute best entertainment that you might actually need. You might actually end up loving that more than that. Now, to sum this entire thing up, ladies and gentlemen, you're not gonna get much of my rant because I'm gonna cut so many of this. There are so many sentences I said that I have to take out. We're in March. Fingers crossed we should get both Silent Hill DLC as well as chapter 4 this month. If Silent Hill DLC is somehow late this month, Vincent Living is gonna have a tough choice on his hand. He might have to move Chapter 4 2 weeks after the release of Silent Hill DLC, like in April, or he might make the boldest decision ever, and whatever date Konami gives them, like let's say 31st of March, he's gonna be like, okay, mid-March, 2 weeks before the DLC, that's where I'm gonna release Chapter 4, and the DLC will come after Chapter 4. I feel for you, Vince. I wouldn't be surprised if Vincent Livings is like, I can't wait to finish this game and not look back ever again. So summary of the video is, whenever Chapter 4 drops, it will be one heck of a tale that'll go down in history books, even surpassing Bendy and Five Nights at Freddy's. For all the stories we know, Dark Deception community, they don't. We know for everything that we've been through together and all the soldiers that are gonna be in the front lines when Chapter 4 drops, and then we're gonna look at each other, we're gonna smile, and tears, yep, I messed that up, tears will drop from our eyes as we will look proudly at how far we have come. This is our month, ladies and gentlemen. Time to bring back the excitement, time to bring back the hype, time to bring back Glow Stick Entertainment community, time to bring back Dark Deception community, because this is the month where we go back into making videos for Dark Deception Chapter 4, Silent Hill DLC, and much, much more. Subscribe right now, helping get to 75k, share your thoughts and your reactions on this whole situation, and follow me on Twitter and Instagram at @SmackNPie. I share news there, and I'll see you in the next video. I also, by the way, I love one comment who said that I sound like your old therapist. We definitely went from phases. I'm gonna be honest with you. Subscribe right now. I said this before. Take care and peace.